This is MAN's new TGX 26640, and as the numbers tell, it's 640 horsepower. It is the biggest MAN ever brought to the country, and it's got the XXL cab, and what that means, it's really tall. So I intend to have a snooze in it tonight and see what it's like to put your head down. Anyway, we're going to go for a run today, and it's right up on its weights. It's 62 and a bit tonne, and if it does what I think it'll do, it'll make light work of running down the Pacific. Anyway, let's go for a steer. I'm expecting big things out of this truck. MAN over the last few years certainly seems to have come of age in the Australian market. And I think the evolution of the D38 engine, at 15.2 litres, has been a real asset for the brand. From all reports, it's particularly good on fuel consumption, and on the ones I've driven at 560 and now 640 horsepower, there's certainly nothing wrong with the way they perform. But then you'd expect that from 3,000 Newton metres of torque. So now we got to the sook test, and the sook test being the bunk with this cab. There's no better way to try out any cab than to sleep in it for the night, and that's what I'm going to do here at Halfway Creek. The big thing about the XXL is the height. It gives you a lot more standing room. Anyone who's around 6'6" or whatever won't have any trouble standing up in this cab. It's a very little engine hump in the floor. The general layout is really good. And this cab's got upper bunks and lower bunk. I'm not sure about the upper bunk, but then again, it depends on the individual. All right, well, I'm going to go and have something to eat, and see you in the morning. We're 500 k's down the road from Brisbane. All the roadworks are behind us, thank goodness. It really is just a dawdle down the Pacific Highway now into Newcastle and on to Sydney. But I've got to say, this thing is really doing the job on its ear. A really strong truck. I slept in it last night, and most people would say I'd sleep on a barbed wire fence, but even so, it wasn't hard sleeping comfortably all night. One thing I do like about this truck as well, the practicality hasn't been forgotten. There's all the technical features of a modern European truck. They're all there, all the safety features. But it's just practical in the way it's laid out and the way it's operated. It's not too confusing, and familiarity sets in very quickly. Well, we're not far from Penske's outlet in Hexham at the moment, so now's as good a time as any, I guess, to wrap up this 750-odd kilometre drive in MAN's 640 horsepower flagship. And that's what it is for MAN. It's a flagship, and it's a very good one. If you're in the market for a 600 plus, and it's a very crowded market in that area, this is a truck that really does deserve some consideration, quite a lot of consideration. It has done the job really, really well. At the end of the day, this is a man with some very serious attitude.